Hey, everybody. Okay, so what I want to talk about is I get a lot of questions about actually being in union and what that's like when you're in union. And I want to say I don't talk about it as much because what happens is a lot of times the people who aren't in union, they're coming from a totally different paradigm. Okay, they're coming from a completely different paradigm than what you and your twin in union are actually coming from. So, and I noticed this with a lot of other twins that I see out that are doing videos and things. A lot of times it's hard to come to talk to people from a paradigm that they're not healed enough to even understand. Okay, they're still in a place of wanting a relationship, needing love, willing to chase. They're not realizing how all of that, by the time you get in union, you're done with all of that. Okay, you're not in that space. You're not willing to do any of that. You're not, you're just not in that space. Okay, so union is something different. Okay, so like for my twin and I, we're not focused on a relationship. We're not in need of a relationship. Okay, we're not in need of each other. We're not, it's two independent wholes walking side by side. So our focus is the love. There's unconditional love between us. We both love each other unconditionally. So we're focused on that. We're not focused on the relationship. We're not focused on getting, just constantly trying to get needs met from each other. Okay, that's all in the paradigm before you're even ready for union. Like, you have to work all of that out first before you're even capable of union, because by the time you get in union, you're not even thinking about those types of things. Okay, what people love to talk about unconditional love, and they don't really know what it is, and they feel like what I'm saying, oh, that's not unconditional love. No, what you're not understanding is unconditional love is not loving from a deficiency. Because this is what people don't realize. They think that they love someone unconditionally, but they really don't. What they're doing is they're in the negative. Okay, so their emotional bank account, they're within themselves, they are in the negative, they're in the red, and they are loving, hoping that that person will give them back the love, and they won't be in the negative anymore. They'll be happy, they'll feel better because the person, they think the union is going to give them back that love, and it's going to bring them out of the negative, and then things are going to be okay. And that's not how it works. That's not how it works. You want to have some level of autonomy where you are able to, you satisfy that stuff yourself. Okay, so your love is more conscious. Twin flame love and twin flame union is conscious. It's not unconscious, where you have a bunch of unhealed stuff that you're subconsciously trying to get met and fixed by being with this person and getting in union with them, and it's all unconscious. You don't even realize the true reasons or the root causes of your own behavior and why you're actually doing what you're doing, and you're expecting this situation to fix it, and you call it love. That's not what's actually going on in twin flame unions. It's conscious. Okay? So you are dealing with that stuff on your own. You don't go to somebody like my twin and I. We don't go to each other for our own issues. Like, if I'm lonely, I'm not going to my twin that he's supposed to help me not feel lonely anymore. Because that loneliness is coming out of me. I'm missing myself. I'm never lonely when I'm fully connected to myself. I can't feel lonely and be fully connected to myself. I know that. I'm conscious. So if I'm lonely, that's not his problem. See, if I'm in need of something, that's not his problem. And vice versa. And neither one of us see it that way. So we're more likely to be like, okay, get out of here with that. Like, we're more likely to tell each other, like, okay, you need to go fix that. Or we just allow the person the space. We just allow each other the space, but we see it. Where it's like, okay, he's trying to get some need met for me. It's not going to happen. We don't do that. but we love each other unconditionally. So what the thing about the unconditional love is, in order to love unconditionally, you have to be full already. This is where the self-love comes in at. You're not capable of unconditional love if you're not full already. You can't be in the negatives, because what you think is unconditional love is you being willing to deplete yourself even further when you don't even have it to give, and you trying to love somebody else in a desperate attempt to get love. So your love and this excessive love that you're willing to give is really nothing more than a desperate plea to be loved, because you're hoping that from being so just pouring yourself out when you don't even have it to give, that somebody's going to love you back. And that's typically not going to happen, because that's not the way we're wired as humans, where you're not, it's just, and it shouldn't be, honestly, I wouldn't want that. If I was in that state, I am grateful for every person who never loved me when I was desperate, or who never met my needs, so that I could do that for myself, because that's where the power is. Then I'm not living my life I'm not happy because someone's doing this and then unhappy because they're not doing that. I'm not controlled by the behavior of other people. I can control that within myself. I can make myself feel happy when I need to feel happy. If I'm feeling lonely, I can take care of that myself. So then I'm not dependent on what someone else does, driving myself crazy and going through all of these things, because so much of me is outside of myself. So this unconditional love that people think they have is really nothing more most times than like this begging, desperate attempt to pour yourself out. When you love unconditionally, you're full. So this is where the self-love comes in at, because me and my twin, we can't get into the love. We can't get into the unconditional love if we're not full. That's why we want each other to be full. We want each other to be a little bit selfish. Like, take care of you. Follow your joy. Do what makes you happy. Because otherwise, this isn't gonna work. We can't do it from that place. So if you're not doing that, what people want and they think of as unconditional love is two people who are depleted, who decide that they're just gonna fill each other up to avoid feeling and having to be in their depletion, in their depleted state, in their empty state. So I'm not going to feel empty, not because I'm not empty, but because you are giving me what I need to not feel empty. And then I'm going to give you what you need to not feel empty. And then that's codependency. Okay? No. Instead, the way it is in a twin flame union is you're both responsible for that stuff yourself. You both deal with all of that stuff yourself. You fill your own self up because you want to remain in your power. So like my twin, I don't want him to need to get that from me, because guess what? If he does, then it's going to put him in a position where it gives me so much power over him. Or vice versa, it would give him so much power over me. And we don't want power over each other. We don't want each other to my behavior has this impact on how he feels. No, I want him to be strong. I want him to be independent. I want him to be in his power. And it's the same thing he wants for me. In order to do that, we have to be selfish enough to follow our own joy. So we don't get upset with each other for following what makes us happy. See, unconditional love has freedom in it. I'm not tied to having to make him happy or make him feel better, or his happiness is not on me. Like this, what he has with me is his whole reason for being happy. I wouldn't want that for him. He wouldn't want it for me. So if either one of us feels that we need something, or that there's some path we need to go on, or something we need to do to fill ourselves up, the other one allows that. It's about freedom. Okay? And so a lot of people that are doing all this talking about unconditional love, they don't know what that is. And you can't know what that is until you're full. Because see, when you're full and you're keeping yourself replenished, you never miss nothing from your cup. That's what makes you capable of unconditional love. Nope, you don't need it back because you're not in need. Me and my twin are not in need of each other. That's what gives you the capability and the ability to give love in that way. because you don't actually need it. So you're not thinking about what they're gonna give back to you, but it's happening that way because it's my twin. So I'm never gonna be the only one pouring out towards him. We do it with each other, but we're not doing it from a space of focusing on doing that. Like I said, it's a completely different paradigm than the one that people are in before union. Before union, they're unhealed, they're broken, they're in a place where they're constantly trying to get these needs met. And, there's just a lot of unconscious playing out of things that they're not aware of. This is the paradigm shift, is what the 5 Hours to True Love boot camp is for. And in soul healing sessions, we can look at what is the root cause of the behavior. What is behind this behavior? Because a lot of it is not love. It's wounds, it's hurt, it's old pain, it's fear, it's all of these other things are the real reason that people are chasing people, that people are in desperation, in need, lonely, looking for happiness in a relationship. There's underlying causes to that. And it's not because they're so loving and they just have so much love to give. It's because they don't have any love. And they're hoping that by giving love, they'll get some. Okay, so if you're wanting to figure out what is the reason, your root reason for certain patterns or things going on in your life, you can do a soul healing session with me. Okay, and we can get to the root of that. But that's that, guys. That's that bit of insight. I hope you found it helpful. I'll see you soon. Bye.